Yeah, baby girl, you sleeping? We got a bunch of people waiting for us. They want to talk to us, girl. I think Sierra's crashed out for the night. She had a pretty rough day running around the snow. So got the camera working. I'm pretty stoked about that. Got a good connection. And sorry about last night. I don't know what happened. I went to click on the live stream like I normally do. Everything was going fine. All of a sudden, the camera shut off. I went to go back, log on again, and it said that I had a duplicate account and I couldn't create a live stream, so I couldn't log back in. So I was saying a few cuss words from camp, so I was pretty frustrated because it was snowing, and I was like, man, I want to show this to y'all. But anyway, yeah, everybody, I'm stoked to be here. I've got Sierra, like I said, she's crashed out. She's been sleeping for about the last hour. I've been getting the stove going and got a bunch of firewood when I was out just a little while ago. As you can see, my waders are hanging up behind me here. That's what I'm using for my snow outfit, because I didn't pick that up from my shipping container when I was down in Del Norte, and so I used that along with my my fly fishing boots here, and that's what I used for my snow attire to go out there. And so we'll go out here in a second. I'm just I'm waiting for some water to boil up, and then I'm making some tea. And once that tea starts steeping, we're going to go outside. Now the snow has stopped for a little while. Let me turn this off. Sorry, I have my mail on. The snow stopped for a little bit, and then it's going to start back up this evening around 10 p.m. and then go straight through until 8 a.m. So we're expecting another round of pretty good snow here. And then Baron and Elsa are parked just right down the way, so it's fun having them nearby. And it's kind of nice because, like, when we set up, we set up a little bit of a distance between us, so that way, like, if I'm doing stuff over here, they can't hear me and I won't interrupt what they're doing, and vice versa. And we've all been making content the entire time we've been here. I have about 50 gigs of video files that I've already taken, and it's only day 3, and we're going to be here for like 3 or 4 more days. So I'm really excited about that. And it's just, everything's going good. I'm feeling better. Diet's going good. It seems to be that ever since that little hospital scare in the ER, that I'm feeling better. So things are going good with that, and I'm gaining more weight. I'm back up to 150, I think it's 155 pounds last time I weighed. So I want to weigh again. And I'm carrying a scale with me just to make sure that I keep on gaining weight. So I was just frustrated there for a while, man. It was frustrating to not be able, hang on a second here. Why is this not working? Make sure my router doesn't go out. Okay, we're good. So I've got this little router here. For those that are unfamiliar, I've got unlimited data with that little router. And what it is there's a company called NetBuddy, and I use it. And then same with Phil from Down to Mob, he uses it. Whoops. And it's an unlimited data card from Central America, and it works on the AT&T network in North America. And so it's got 800 gigabytes of data that I can use for unlimited hotspot for up to 20 devices with that router. So I create a guest network for my friends when they come visit, and then they can have unlimited data for like Netflix or whatever they want to do at night after the sun goes down. And that's really useful for after the, once the winter's camping starts, because like your sun goes down at 5 o'clock. Like it's pitch black at 5 o'clock in the mountains. And so you think you get between 5 p.m. and like 9 or 10 p.m. to kill time. There's only so many books you can read and so many podcasts you can listen to before you start to go a little stir crazy. And I did that my first 2 winters, winter camping full time. I just listened to podcasts and read books because I didn't have a big data plan on my phone, because you just eat it up after a while. And so I go through like a couple weeks of that, and then I would stop, and then I'd just read the whole time. And so having this data plan is nice, because then I can upload from camp, do all my work here, and I don't have to roll into town at all. And then once I get the truck upgrades, I'll be able to carry 20 gallons more of gasoline with me, than 5 pounds of propane with that swing out with the tire carrier. So I'll be able to stay out for a long time. I mean, as much food as I can put in my fridge, and then as much gas as I can carry, because I can purify water on the fly with my high volume water purifier. So that's what we did today. We went over to the creek, and it was just so beautiful. I got the best footage of the creek with like this water flowing down. There's like snow covering all the rocks. Looks like these little snow covered rocks all throughout the water and stuff. It's really cool. So Jacob, the link for the link for the NetBuddy. Yeah. So it's netbuddy.co. Let me pull it up real quick. Now the one thing is this guy doesn't have, like he'll put on here when he's got more availability coming. I don't think he has any bandwidth at the moment available. Let me look. let's see, 65 a month. Order it. Let's see it. Does he have? No, he's out of stock at the moment. He's out of stock at the moment, but this service does work. Like I said, I use it and Phil uses it from down to Mob. There's a couple other ones too. There's Unlimitedville. That's the one that Baron and Elsie use. So let me pull that up real quick, and I'll give you that link. This one's a little bit more expensive, but they have full-on tech support and everything, and they hook you up with the best router that's out there. So Unlimitedville is good, and then there's another one. It's Ubify. So ubify.net, and I think they're out of bandwidth right now too. But they have bandwidth each month, and you just got to keep on checking these sites. Once they have bandwidth available, you just order it, and then they remote activate the card for you. So those are a couple of sites that you guys can use for unlimited data if you want to hit the road, and it works well. So like the AT&T network, like I said, the SIM cards that are unlimited data SIM cards in Central America work up here, but it's data only. It's not voice. But that's how I run this phone. Like, I don't have a cell phone service. I just run this through my internet, so I can do like Skype if somebody's on Android, or if they're on iOS, then I can do everything through FaceTime audio or iMessage. And so that way I don't have a cell phone. And it's great because that way, like if I leave my truck and I'm out hiking, I don't have that distraction of somebody dinging me, somebody shooting me a message or whatever. So it's really awesome to have that distance from, like, when I'm in my truck, obviously I'm probably getting some stuff done, or I'm connected, or I'm, trying to be productive, driving somewhere. So having connectivity is nice. But when I'm away from my truck, I don't want that distraction. And so having the NetBuddy is really good. I think the water's warm. Let me check this real quick on the stove. So I've got this. So this is kind of funny. This kettle here, this is the old MSR kettle from I think it's 1987. So I've had it for that long, and I just lost the skillet. It might be somewhere in my truck. I don't know, but I've got the skillet for it too, and then another deal. So I have the whole mess kit from the 1980s from MSR, and it has the old logo from Thailand. So but let me check the water here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I'm gonna make some tea, and then we're gonna walk. We're gonna go for a walk around the tent because I want to show you all outside. It's starting to get dusk, and I want to make sure we get out there and check that out. So let's see. It says links don't work. Yeah, it does. The links work. All right. So anyway, but I want to do this tea real quick. So let me grab this cup. I gotta get this. Has some coffee residue in there, so I just want to pour that out real quick and grab my tea. So I've got this. I mean, this isn't the best tea, but it's like a honey chamomile herbal tea, and doesn't have any caffeine in it, so that's kind of nice. And then I'll put some lemon in it, but unfortunately, ran out of lemons today, so that's not gonna happen. Oh, oops. The temperatures last night got down to 20 degrees, and tonight is supposed to get down to about like high 20s, so it's not going to be as bad. And then, like I was saying earlier when we first got started, the snow is going to start at 10 p.m. and go until roughly 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And in town, they're expecting 3 inches, and that's at about 1,500 feet lower in elevation from here. And so we're hoping to get a lot more, and we'll see. The air quality now is really good because what happens is when the rain comes through. Here, let's pop our head outside. What happens is when the rain comes through, it cleans the air. So here's the trees next to camp, showing you just how much snow there is. And then if we look over towards my truck here, you can see how much is on top of my truck. And then looking over to the side over this way, I mean, there's a lot of snow out here. And there was more. I mean, like every branch was covered this morning. It's just that there's a little bit that was knocked off during the day. A little bit melted off, and then a little bit of wind came through, but it's not bad. But my favorite section is right over here where all the aspen trees are. So you see those aspens right there? Like, that's really cool. So let's come back here. I'm going to throw my shoes on and we'll go for a walk. I'll take Sierra for a walk too, because I bet she wants to get out of the tent. Honey, you want to go for a walk? You want to go for a walk, sweetie? You don't, do you? You want to go for a walk? You want to stay here? I think she's tired from running around the snow, so she'll stay here and we'll go ahead and go out. So grab my shoes and we'll roll. I'm gonna throw up. Let's see. Now we'll be good. All right. And then for those who aren't aware, just let everybody knows. Oh yeah, for Craig, the fall colors they started a little bit, but the problem is when it's real bad drought conditions like it was, and then super dry, the change is usually really short, and so I'm already starting to see dead aspen leaves instead of the color change, which that'll happen if it's too much of a drought. So, thanks, Kevin. That's funny. And yeah, Treasure Monk, Jeff. I'm feeling better, feeling a lot better. So my energy levels are coming back. I'm sleeping a lot better. I think that steroid helped. My small intestine was just like going crazy. It was spasming, and I couldn't process food and everything. So it was crazy. I could eat as much as I wanted to, and it wouldn't do anything. So, all right, cool. Let's see here. Text star USS code. This is Jeremy in Midland, Texas. During winter, could use a projection. Yeah, I've actually done that. I shoot on the side of the walls here. So what I'll do is I use the projector and I'll shoot up against the tent door, because that's usually about the most flat in here. And if the wind's blowing, that will stay flat. The other walls will kind of flap around a bit, especially if the guy lines that do the bump outs, like right there. If those ropes are loose, then that will flap in the wind. Okay, and so. So let's see. Anybody else? Hi, everyone. Cheers, life in New York. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. That's cool, Jade. Let's see. What county are you in? Oh, I'm in Central Colorado, but I don't ever talk about specific county or locations. Where do you buy your weed? I go all over. I go to THC in Salida, and then down in Crestone. Those are a great place. I like that place. Those people are really cool. They've got a really great sports cream. It's got CBD and THC in it, and then arnica and peppermint, and it's called Canna Labs, I believe. It's the best sports cream I've ever used in my entire life. So you just put it on your skin, whatever whatever's ailing you. Within like a couple minutes, it's just the pain's gone. Like it doesn't hurt you anymore, even with like arthritic joints and stuff. It's awesome. All right, let's go outside. Let's see, CJ Haney, how do I microdose mushrooms? I do 0.2 grams for a microdose. Come on, Sarah, let's go outside. You want to go with me? Come on, girl. Well, she's really tired. She usually jumps to go outside. All right, so walking around camp here, I want to show you all the aspen grove that we have out here. It's really pretty. So this is the aspen grove right here. And it's kind of neat to see snow on them, because usually the leaves are gone by the time the snow shows up. And so, to have these here with the snow and to see the contrast is really cool. I wish that you could see them a little bit more. Let's go over here and see if you can see the yellow ones that are down in this section. So this is actually an area where I'll take my rifle and go shoot target practice in this little hill right here. And it's a great place. And then I don't know if you can barely see the mountains right there. You can barely see them underneath the clouds. And the cloud cover is pretty low. So those are all 14,000 foot peaks right here, but you can't see any of them because they're all covered up with the clouds. But the trees around here are great. I mean, let's go. I want to walk over here. I think we can hold the signal even though we're a little ways away from the router. But if we come over here, I'll show you how much snow is on these trees. I mean, look at this. How much snow's up there? There's a ton, and that tree's huge. So there's a ton of snow on that. So it's been nice, but the temperature's been dropping like crazy the past couple hours because it was pretty nice today. We were pulling in, like I was saying earlier, about 50 watts of solar power off the panels. So there was a little bit of solar coming through. And when solar's happening, like you don't have to run your stove in your tent at all. Just keep it zipped up, and the passive solar will warm it up in the wintertime. So just camp in the sun. That way you make sure you take advantage of passive solar and you won't chew through as much wood. The only thing that sucks about being out open like that is you can get hammered with wind, but it's better than running out of wood. So up here, you can you can definitely see. So the storm's coming in now. You can see the variation in the clouds right there. So it's going from like normal, and then here's the front coming right here, all through that right there. So it's going to be here, probably be here sooner rather than later. And the clouds over here are hanging super low. So those are really dark. Then if you see Elsa and Baron, they're right there. So yeah, my tent's from Cabela's. It's a Bighorn 3. And so I got it, and I got it in 2015 and started winter camping right away with it. And I love this tent. The only thing is the zipper right now is kind of a little broken on it. So what I have to do is I have to hold the bottom down here, kind of unzip this, hold the bottom zipper, and then zip this down. And it's good. I've had the zipper repaired once, but I probably won't have it repaired again. But yeah. Oh, Baron's here. What's up, Baron? I was just saying, like, you guys are right down the road. So feel free to come over if you want to come hang out. I'm making some tea. And Sierra's taking a nap. I asked her to go outside. She wouldn't even go. So she's tired from running around in the snow all day. But it's hot in here. I forgot to put the air down. So anyway, let's sit in front of the stove here and hang out and chat. My plan for the winter, just so that y'all know, my plan for the winter is to winter camp in the Bighorn here for I don't know, for probably like half the winter, I would think. And then after that, I'm going to get into a snow trekker. So the snow trekker, let me show you the one I want to do. I'll put up a link here. This is the crew canvas tent from Snow Trekker, and it's much lighter weight than what I have here. Let's see, that's actually not what I want. This is crew. Let me see if this is the right link. Yeah, it's the right link. All right, so this is the one I'm going to be getting. It's literally a fifth of the weight of what my current tent is. And no, I'm going to keep the tent, Jeff. I'm going to just put this in storage just because this tent is bulletproof. I mean, it can go. It can withstand like 75-mile-an-hour winds. You know, I've had it out in temperatures like that, or in conditions like that. It's just a great tent. And so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep the stove, and I'm going to put it in my storage container down in Del Norte. And then the snow trekker is going to be nice though, because then I'll be able to like hike into the backcountry, set up that tent, set up the wood stove in like very little time. It doesn't take near the time it takes to set up this. It's going to be much smaller to pack down, so I can keep it in my truck, and I'll just be good to go. So all right, let's see. Yeah, that dead body looks like a hanging dead body behind me. That's funny. It's those are just my waders, because that's what I was using for my snow gear. Yeah, Matt, I heard you guys up in Oregon have got some really bad fires going. So let's see. Yeah, snow's already here. We had roughly about, I'd say, like, I don't know, Baron, would you say it was like 8 inches out there? I'd say it was probably 8 inches this morning. Then it compacted throughout the day because the snow got a little heavy. It was a little warm out. There was some solar radiation coming down from the sun, peeking through the clouds. And so when that happens, the snow tends to kind of like get a little heavy and pack down a little bit. So it probably went from about, I don't know, 10 inches down to like 5 or 6. As far as also measured 10, right on. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. No, I didn't make my own stove jack. Not for this one. This stove jack was actually installed by Cabela's. This is a Cabela's tent. But the stove jack that I made for my awning room, the drop down awning room with the wood stove that I had in the spring, I got that from Lux Hiking Gear. So let me put up that link for everybody. Lux Hiking Gear has really good stuff, and they're not very expensive. And yeah, I'm gonna put up the shelters for winter camping and for hunting, because all of these can have the option for having a stove jack in there. And I'd recommend working with this, like getting stuff with them. They've got good stuff. So let me put this up here. All right, there it is. Steve, no, I don't go into town to bathe. I have a solar shower on my truck. So thanks, Kathy. That's cool. I'm glad I'm camping with Baron and Elsa too. I haven't seen them for, gosh, it's been like a year and a half. And so it's really nice to hang out with them. And, you know, it's like after being on the road for so long, it's just like getting together with other nomads and talking about the experience and talking about the changes that you're going through and everything. It's just really nice to have that. And being, you know, Baron and Elsa, they're from Kansas as well, and that's where I'm from. And so I think that we have a lot of similarities in our backgrounds, like where we grew up, like the people around us, all that stuff. And so it's cool to talk to them and see how things are going for them, and they're having a great time. So it's just really awesome. And then Craig, yeah, I'm watching the Chiefs tomorrow for sure. I'm a huge Mahomes fan. I cannot believe that we won the Super Bowl. We got him under contract forever. It's just great. I'm just stoked. So, and everything's been going good out here. We've just been jamming with content. Like literally, all we've been doing is making content, and so it's good. So, do I ever go to Alaska? No, I don't go to Alaska. I haven't yet, just because there's so much to see in the American West. Let's see, Corey, you asked about a pull behind like Baron or Elsa. I've thought about it, but the reason why I have my truck built out the way that I do is that I want to be able to go as many places as I can. And when I get there, I want to be able to set up. And so, like with my truck, it's got that small little slide out extension. I essentially live in like 30 square feet in the summertime, but I can go anywhere. And I think about the convenience and the comfort of having a pull behind trailer. And I think like, man, that'd be so nice, but I'm just not there yet with my adventures. I still want to be able to go really far back in, and if I compromise comfort a little bit, then that's okay. I just want to go and just jam. But eventually I'll do that. I'll probably first what I'll probably do is get more of a camper on the truck, and then eventually get a pull behind camper because I like to roll, and then if I stop somewhere that's cool, I don't want to have to go back and get a camper trailer or anything like that. I just want to be able to just set up. So, so Uper Jim, how does the stove work in Sub-Zero tents? It's really good. The stove it's a little bit big for the tent that I have. It's like one size too big, but I did that on purpose so I could ride out cold nights. I had a night where it was negative 13 and no, negative 21, and the wind chill was negative 35. And so, it's that evening was the coldest evening that I've had on record, and it was pretty chilly, but it was still 65 inside my tent. So, I mean, granted, I had the stove going full bore, and I was chewing through wood, but it was nice to know that if it got really cold, then I'd be set. So, Baby Yoda, yeah, you can actually get one sewed in. You can get a floor sewed in. So, let's see here. What else have we got? Yeah, I know I make it look cozy and easy. Trust me, my first winter camp, and it was like a trial by fire. I didn't do well. I got injured twice. I fell once when I was out, twisted my ankle bad, and then burned my leg. Got that 3rd-degree burn on my leg. So, but yeah, it's going good out here. I love winter camp. I love the solitude. There's really no one around. And then when I've got friends like Baron and Elsa down the way, I mean, it's just great. So. Let's see, the gold CT90. That's awesome. You got I used to have a CT90 and a CT110. The Toyota Tacoma has a locking rear axle. I'm actually getting that installed on Monday. Right now, I've got a sliding. A limited slip differential, which is not very good. But the front axles, it's independent front suspension, so that's not a locking. You can't get a locking differential on the front. Unless you do a front axle switch, a solid front axle swap, which is ridiculous on the new Tacomas. It's too expensive. It costs like 12 grand. So, to Woody Barker, if I might stay in Colorado all winter. No, I'm going to bounce around Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, and Colorado. So, I'm going to just go all over the place. I don't want to stay in the same spot again. Like, I don't want to come back to the same spot in the winter. I want to just keep going to different spots. And so, starting out probably in Colorado, maybe over in Crested Butte. That'd be kind of cool to start over there and have my winter adventure start there, because they start early over there. They start getting snow in October, and it starts getting really cold. So yeah, Jason Hester, give a shout out to your dog Marlin. What's up, Marlin? So I love dogs. And let's see here. Do you use Cell Boost? Yeah, I use the Cell Boost. So I use the Wii Boost. It's the let's see, it's the Drive Connect. So and it works really well. You can get right on the edge of cell service, and then flip on that booster and go back in like another mile or two, so you can stay away from people. So the tent set up, yeah, I can either put it, Jared, I can put it in the back seat, or I can just put it in the back of my topper, and that's what I usually do. So glad everybody's tuned in, man. We got a lot of people here, so this is great. Does anybody have questions about like the stove or anything like that? If you're gonna come winter camp, what I always tell people is like just just layer up your gear, because if you have so say you have a sleeping bag, okay, and if you have just like a blanket, sorry, it's here. So I don't want to wake her up. But if you have like a blanket like this, you can put it on the interior of your sleeping bag and have it over you, and you will stay warm all night long. You can do like a 20-degree bag, put this in there, and you can literally weather like -10-degree temperatures. You can also take 2 sleeping bags, put them inside each other. You will be able to stay warm, no problem whatsoever. And then if it comes to clothing, just get a really good outer layer that's windproof and waterproof, and then do a mid layer like a wool, like a merino wool top, and then do a base layer like Patagonia has those. What is it? Is it Caprine? What's the name of those? I can't remember them. They're the base layers that they have. Those things are like you put them on and it's like instant heater. It's crazy. So if you're gonna do winter camping, you can do that. I did see a new type of warming uh, like blanket. It's very low warming, but it's a warming blanket that can go around a lithium ion battery in the wintertime. So that way you can keep it warm and it can still run. And then you can run like a space like a heating blanket or electric blanket, something like that, in your truck topper. And I did that last winter. There was a time where the temperatures got down to 17 at Valley View Hot Springs, and I was there truck camping, and I was able to keep it 55 inside my truck topper with an electric blanket, and that's it. So the electric blanket was laying down, and it was just laying on top of everything, and the heat would just rise up. So you could do that. Let's see. Subsistence hunting, not really, just because I don't have any place to store the food. I do fish a lot though. I haven't got into small game yet, just because I just haven't. And then let's see what else. What kind of stove? Yeah, Bugs. It's made in the USA. It's 4 Dog stove. So let me put up the link for that. This guy is really cool. I message him all the time and tell him how awesome the stoves are, and he's like, "Thanks, dude." And he makes them by hand. I've got the steel stove. He also has titanium stoves, which are literally a fraction of the weight. But everybody that I know that has ever had one of these stoves can't speak highly enough about it. So shirts in the back window of the truck top for winter camping. Ah, nice, Chad. That's cool. I'm glad that worked for you. So the diameter of the exhaust pipe is 4 inches. Okay, let's see. Polar said, "Hello, you're my favorite." Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Got your truck topper built, Kevin. That's awesome, man. Have some fun on those adventures out there. That's one thing that's why I chose truck camping, is to be able to get farther away from everybody. I mean, I've always wanted to have one of those vans, and like a Sprinter van, and make it all pimp inside and have it decked out. But if I do that, I know I'm going to be camping with a million other people, because those vehicles can't get back further. And so if you have 4x4 capabilities, or even something like Baron and Elsa, they have the Subaru, and that thing can go most places. And so if you have a vehicle where you can get away from the van life crowd, then you're good to go. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with van life. I'm not knocking it at all. But I just say, for me, it's not the right fit, because I don't want to be around people all the time. So, all right, let's see, what else do we got? Let's see. Love your content. Keep it up. Oh, thanks, Roxy, man. I appreciate that. -30 degree. Wow, those are big time sleeping bags. So, oh, Broward County just finished the Gladiator. Right on, man. You got to check with Phil. He's just getting done with his too. So Rachel, yeah, you just gotta sell the house and go. Yeah, I was telling Baron last night about when I decided to hit the road. I actually had to put it out there online that I was gonna hit the road, because if I wouldn't have put it out there, I wouldn't have done that. So let me grab some lights real quick. I want to get some more light in here, because it's starting to get dark. So hang on one second. Let me grab these real quick. Oh, darn it, that wasn't charging. Well, let's do this. All right, let's do this so you guys can see me a little better. All right, yeah, that's not the best. We'll see. Let's do it like this. All right, let's do it like that. That's cool. All right. Having a wood stove, yeah, Ray, I agree with you that having the wood stove is kind of a chore, but it's so nice. And then somebody asked, do I ever get a non-resident fishing license? And yeah, I do. I get them for New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. And then I get the in-residence in Colorado. And the Colorado one, I'll use the 2-rod fishing license, and then pay extra for the search and rescue, get out of jail free card in case you get in trouble. And Kathleen, yeah, I do use solar power in the summertime or in the winter. I've got the solar panel set up right now. Baron had messaged me earlier today when I was running my truck, and I was running the inverter to charge up my battery, which is right over here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So I was using my inverter to charge that up, and sorry, I'm reading the message here. But I was charging that up, and then Baron messaged me. He was like, "Oh, we're getting like 75 watts of solar from the sun." So anyway, I was able to get that going, which was nice. And it's nice to have the solar. The problem is though, in the wintertime, you've got such a smaller window to deal with as far as sunlight goes, because the sun will come up at like 8:30, and it probably won't get up high enough in the sky to where you can really get a good solar charge till about 10. And then it goes down. If you're camping here like close to these 14,000 foot peaks, there's shadows that show up in this valley here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you got a 5 hour window to get all your charging in to try to make sure that you have enough power in your battery to last you all night. Now, the nice thing is that if you run it like a fridge like I am, in the wintertime out here, even when I'm sleeping, that fridge over in the corner is usually cold. It's far away from the stove. The stove will go out when I'm sleeping at night, and it'll get chilly in here, so that's good. So it doesn't require that much power, but it's still there's still a draw. And then of course, like the computer here, I mean, heck, that thing pulls a ton of power. So you got to be mindful of that in the wintertime, and you got to really take advantage of all of your solar in the wintertime. So, Easton, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. I want to get kind of. Do you have move every 14 days? Yeah, I usually move about every 7 days in the winter, though. I like it. I haven't got the South Dakota plates yet. I mailed away for that, so we're waiting to get those. And New Mexico, I had to go to southern New Mexico to camp, and to Raylio. No, I actually camp up here in the winter. I like to camp up about 10,000 feet just because it's the snow is better up here. I don't like to be in the valley, and so I'll come up on the mountains and get up on the sides a little bit and get up a little bit in elevation and get some good views. So, Connor, appreciate that, man. You said fairly honest subscriber and quiet one. Really appreciate the inspiration for a young guy stuck in 95. Joel, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. So let's see, Silk Long John Johnson. Oh, I need to get Silk Long Johns because I just have the normal ones, and I've heard the silk ones were good, and I've also heard like the bamboo fabric. People make fabric out of bamboo, which I don't know how they do that, but that seems pretty awesome. So I want to get that. It's like Free Fly Apparel or Fly Free Apparel or something like that. So Doug, see the upgrades are coming on Monday. I cannot wait. So the truck goes in then, and I'll be set. Yeah, since it's not hibernation time, are there any issues with animals? Not yet. I mean, there's not any bears or anything around. I mean, there's bears around, but they're not bothering me. Haven't had any animals come around camp. The only thing I had in here was that little cute little field mouse that I saw running last night, and then Sierra got it and ran towards the stove here. And then what they do is they go out of the stove, or underneath the stove jack there, because there's a little opening in the floor for the tent for the stove to go because it's hot. JD, thank you for the $10, man. I appreciate that. So, all right, let's see. How does Sierra stay warm in the wintertime? Tab, Sierra just runs around constantly in the wintertime. That's all she does. So she's either running around constantly or she's sleeping down here like this in my sleeping bag the entire winter. Like that's all she'll do is just run around out of blast. So she's awesome. It's fun. So oh yeah, Jeeper Creeper, you bet, man. We've got another podcast too, which I need to line up, which I need to edit up for that I did with Craig. It was a really good one about content creation and just like what he's up to and what I'm up to and different things like that. So to Ben H, yeah, whatever camp and the awning. I actually did all last spring. I have a wood stove that I put in there, and so it was good. Yeah, Craig, I would say folks vastly over exaggerate the danger, but all it takes is one incident, and then you're like, man, that was gnarly. So, it's kind of crazy. It's weird to go back into town. Yeah, Chris, it's weird to go back into town after being out here for long periods of time. It's kind of weird in general these days just to go into town because I feel like I'm a little bit detached from that. Eric, thanks for the $20. Let's see, glad to see you're feeling better. Right on, man. Well, I'm gonna do a ton of winter content with the wood stove. I love camping with the wood stove, and so I mean, as much content as I can put out there, as much energy as I can put towards it, I will. And so expect videos at least every other day in the wintertime, as long as everything's on the up and up. So let's see, headed to Marble, Colorado tomorrow. Is there snow there? I don't know about Marble. I would imagine there's probably snow there because that's on the backside of Crested Butte, and Crested Butte always gets hammered, and pretty much all of Colorado got hit. So I would think there's some over in Marble. Let's see. Let's see. What else have we got here? Do you have the laundromat to wash your blankets in back? Yeah, Rachel, that's the best way to do it is to get a laundromat. So I'll go like about once a week. I'll go to wash the blankets and like towels and hand cloths and stuff like that. But it's nice for my clothes. All I use is like the scrubber handbag. So let me put that up, the link to the scrubber real quick. And this one's really good if you're traveling. It's nice because you can just put it. It's like it just packs away to nothing. Let's see, is this the right website? Yeah, this is it. So it packs away to nothing. You can just put it in any. Let me pull the shop here. Huh. You can like tuck it into any little bag you want, and I use that, and it's amazing how clean it gets your clothes. Like 2 minutes of washing it, and your clothes are 100% clean. I'm like, so why does it take 30 minutes at the laundromat for a wash cycle when I can do 2 minutes out here and it does it nothing flat. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. But let's see here. John Argo, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for the $10. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked me too if I did if I'm still using the Jackery, and I'm not. I'm working with Blue Eddy now with Max Oak, and so I'm using the EB150 right now, and then I also have the AC200, which my buddy Rick is using in one of his outbuildings at his ranch. So no, I don't ever find quail eggs when I'm out and about. Let's see, Michael, you had a question about your dog. You have 3 dogs. You're worried about snakes. I haven't had any problems with snakes, fleas, ticks, but up here in Colorado, there's not much in the way of ticks. As far as fleas go, I mean, I guess we've got lucky. We've just never had anything with that. And then with snakes, no issues with snakes. So we've been lucky in that regard. Let's see what else have we got. Oh, Jimmy, you can do any sort of stove, wood stove, if it's in an enclosed firebox, and if your stovepipe has a spark arrestor, then those are approved devices. You can't do any open flame though, so it has to be enclosed in a box. Now, if it's a stage, I think if it's like stage 3 fire ban, there's nothing that you can do. You can't even run like a cabin stove or anything like that. Stage 2, I believe you can run that, but you can't like shoot firearms or run a chainsaw in the forest. And then stage 1 is just where you can't have campfires. So I'll mix it up, Kenny. Well, I don't really have an address right now, but let me find one out, and I can figure it out in the future, and we can connect on that. So all right, let's see. John, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words about my channel. So. And then hounds for outside, a pit fire with a cover. It depends on the regulations for the area. Right now, I don't believe any of the pit fire, like the ringed ones that have the little thing that you put over top. I don't believe any of those are able to have fires in them right now. So I mean, it's just crazy because we've had so many fires out here. The smoke is just gnarly. I mean, like the other day, if you saw the video I put up 2 days ago, driving up here. On the sides of where I was driving, on one side is the Sangre de Cristo mountain range, the other side is the San Juan. You couldn't see anything. You thought you were in the Midwest because there was just the smoke was so bad you couldn't even see the mountains. It was nuts. So let's see. Oh, update on Rue. Rue's doing really good. He had surgery on his intestine. I had an inch removed when he had that blockage. But man, he just came right back and he's running around having a good time. Craig was back in Newport News, Virginia this past weekend, visiting his sister and hanging out with Rue. So that was good. And he went back on the road, but he's only got like 50 hours left of driving to do. And then he gets his own rig. So I can't wait to meet up with him because I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go to wherever he's at and then like hang out with him for like a week or two and just document what it's like to be an over the road, an OTR trucker. And just kind of see what that's like. So I think that'd be kind of a cool video series. And Sierra gets along with Rue really well. So if I was living in the back of that cab with Craig and just cruising around all over, that'd be cool. Hey, I'm gonna put some wood in the stove real quick. So I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm not gonna be looking at the camera. But the wood that I have here, just so y'all know when I'm running, I've got pinion pine, and then I've got my stove. It's a little bit off. See how the smoke? Well, you can't see. There's smoke coming out right now. The reason for that is my stove is actually not balanced right now. It's leaning to the back a little bit. What that'll do is that'll make it to where you've got backdraft that comes out when this is starting up, because the smoke is just going to go to the highest point and get out of here. And so the highest point, unfortunately, right now is the entrance of my stove. And so when I open it up like that, there's smoke that actually comes out. It's not much because I don't have much in there, but it's just something to think about when you're running these stoves. And so I'm running. I got some type of hardwood. I don't know what it is. When I was out though, I found somebody after the holiday weekend had. Let me use a glove. That isn't working. Somebody after the holiday weekend decided to leave all their wood that they brought up, and they brought up some sort of hardwood. So I found a huge round. It's like this big around, and I cut it up into like 8 different pieces. So I'm gonna be using that tonight. So yeah, it's getting dark in here. Let me turn on some more lights. So hang on one second. I've got some lights over here, but I gotta grab them out of my computer bag. So hang on one second. All right. I don't even know. Is this snowing anywhere else in the country right now? I don't even know if it is. So let me grab this. We got a bunch of stuff in here, so I don't know. Okay, we got this. Is this? All right, cool. All right. Oh, Lady Disaster, thank you very much. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm running to town tomorrow, so I'll get Sierra some treats from that. So thank you very much. So let's see here. I'm gonna use this thing. So this is kind of cool. This is a stuff sack from BioLite that you can put a headlamp into, and it creates like a really cool lamp. So let me show you this. So I'll turn this down so we don't blind everybody, but I'm gonna put this up. And I'll use this in the truck topper often for when I'm in there hanging. But you can just hang this up, and then it creates like a really cool, little lantern thing that you can use. So I'll put this up here, and then we'll have some more light around the tent, and I'll show it to you. Whoops. All right, so we got that there. We got this here, so we got a little bit more light. Okay, that's better. Let me grab one. There's one more light that I can put up here. So I've got this other thing. This is from BioLite as well. It's a USB light, and then it's cool because you can it's like a pressure light. You can light it out to where it make it get more light or turn it down. And I'm going to use this. This plugs into my little battery that I have over here. Let's grab this real quick. Hang on one second. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's a lot more light too. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. That way you guys can actually see me. It doesn't look like I'm like hiding out in some weird dark alley somewhere. So, all right, let's see here. Let's see. That's really bright. Yeah, we'll just go up like that. All right, cool. Okay, so just to let everybody know, just to let everybody is aware, like the tent, this is a Bighorn 3 tent from Cabela's. It measures 12 feet by 14 feet in the main portion of the tent. And then you have a vestibule that you can put on front, which is another 80 square feet, which makes a really nice living space. And so let's see here. Well, let me get caught up on some stuff here. Is it climate change? Oh, Chris, it's lightning. Like what happened out here, we had rolling lightning, and then I mean, obviously the dry conditions. It's this is drought. So, see, what about music? Oh yeah, Pink Floyd, Doors. I'm big into Buckethead. I love all of Buckethead. I downloaded the Buckethead Pikes collection, which was I think it was like 33 albums and 278 songs. So that was really good. I've been to like 6 Buckethead concerts. I can't wait for him to go on tour again. That guy is the best, the most entertaining performer ever. And I love the way he plays guitar. It's incredible. So I like Buckethead. I also like Grateful Dead. I love really early Grateful Dead, the Jerry Garcia banjo picking. Nobody can touch that dude when he was younger. No one can touch Jerry Garcia in the younger years. Prove me wrong. Okay. And then let's see, what else do I like? Oh, I like Slightly Stupid. I've been listening to a lot of Stick Figure lately. I like old school rap. I grew up listening to NWA and Ice Cube and Eazy and all that, so that's kind of fun. I also like Drive-By Truckers. Drive-By Truckers are awesome. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And yeah, Josh, I'm 45 and I am living like a kid. It's awesome. It's great. Cindy, thank you very much. This is for Sierra. Great. That sounds good. I'll get her something awesome. I'll get her some treats and stuff. She likes these really expensive treats, so this is helping. So she's all right. See, OER still. I don't know if they're still around. I haven't seen them. I haven't heard about them in forever. The size trucker that I'm going with, I think I'm gonna go. I'll probably go. I won't go with the smallest one. I'll go with the one up from the smallest one. I can't remember what they call that one. Uh, John Mayer with GD. I don't know. I've not checked that out. So I've got a Pandora stations I listen to too. It's like, I mean, like Talking Heads. Talking Heads are amazing. I forgot about them. Peter Gabriel. Um, really old. I like old Pink Floyd, like metal. Like Meddle, like that album, Dark Side of the Moon, all that stuff. I've actually saw Pink Floyd in concerts. I was pretty stoked about that. Um, so let's see. To Paul, yeah, the four wheel campers, yeah, those are great for Tacomas. Those are awesome. I have friends that have them; they love them because they flex and they're lightweight. So those work out well. And like you get the Swift model for the 5-foot bed; it fits really good. Um, yeah, Craig, I've Camp Muley Point. I used to be an ambassador out of Bears Ears. I worked at that monument for a couple months, a couple springs ago. So I love Bears Ears, and Muley Point's incredible. That's amazing. Urge Overkill, yeah, I used to listen to Urge Overkill a lot when I was back in college. Those guys were awesome. Urge Overkill, man, I haven't heard. I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna download some more Urge Overkill. I haven't listened to them in forever. Urge Overkill, like the Toadies. I'm gonna put them down. Let's see who else. There were a bunch of good bands back then. I can't. Like I had a good time in college listening to all those bands. They were good stuff. Yeah, Hall and Oates is good. I love all that stuff. Yeah, REM, old REM was amazing. It was so good, and then they got all like mainstream, and I couldn't. Yeah, Wu Tang is awesome, and ODB. Oh, that guy's the best. And RZA, I heard like RZA's like what was it that I heard from him the other day? He's involved in some tech company or something like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Neil Young, Cortez the Killer. That's amazing. So I don't know if Baron's swinging by. Baron, if you're listening and want to swing over, you're more welcome to come hang out. Probably be doing this for another 30, 45 minutes. So when do you think? When did you think? Oh, what did my family think? They kind of thought I was crazy when I first wanted to hit the road. I think they thought something was wrong because they were like it was funny. So this is true. My dad called me like 6 months after I was hit the road, and he was like, "All right, son, let's have a talk." I'm like, "All right, what's up?" He's like, "Who's after you? Is it the mob? Is it the IRS?" I'm like, no one's after me. It's like the fish. He's like, "You can tell me. We can take care of this." I'm like, no, nothing's wrong. I don't like the corporate world. Like I just want to fish all the time and hang out and run around with Sierra in the high country. So it was kind of funny. He thought the mob was after me or something. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not involved in organized crime. So anyway, Athens, Georgia. I've actually been to Athens, Georgia. I went to there in high school. A friend of mine's dad had a lake house in northern Georgia, and we went to Athens one day and hung out. So let's see what else have we got. I would go show the snow, but it's dark outside now. So unfortunately, I've got a bunch of footage that I'm going to put in the next video for the snow. So we'll definitely get that going. So let's see here. I got to get caught up on some of these messages here. Let's see. Wondering parents think about it. It's funny, nice to know. All right, let's see. Once you think about the snow, I think it's good snow up here. The snow has been great. It's a little heavy, but it's to be expected this time of year. I mean, it's going to be kind of wet snow until probably I'd say November, December, and then it's going to be that light snow that just is typical winter stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I've camped in South Texas. I've been to Big Bend and Terralinga. I like that stuff. Let's see what else. What's on for dinner tonight? I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do. So I've got some organic smoked ham that I'm gonna like a little like chunk of ham. Do that with like I may do a wrap with it, or I've got some brown rice I could cook up, and I still have a little bit of Italian beef left, and I've got avocados and onions, and I could make a big old like a burrito out of that. Throw some eggs in there and stuff. I think that'd be pretty good. Let's see. I need to get caught up on stuff. How often am I in Colorado throughout the year? About half the year. And then Perry, you were asking about the filter. I use the MSR Guardian. It's the one with the hand pump. It's expensive, but it's worth it because it's military grade, and they guarantee you'll never get sick from it. I never had a problem. So cool. We got somebody from Argentina here. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Utah's Grand Staircase. I've only driven through there. I need to go over there and check that out. Craig has spent a lot of time over there. Sorry, I got burps right now. He's told me, he's like, man, there's some places over there you got to go check out. It's just amazing. So let's see what else have we got. Yeah, it's I'm glad to be feeling better too. I'm getting energy back, so I feel better, and I'm just not tired all the time. I was just worn out for like a year, because that had been bothering me for a long time. I never said anything about it, but it all the way back when I was in Crested Butte last year, it had been bothering me. So I'm glad to finally get to feeling better. No, I don't really get into sky watching, um, but I do. I mean, like especially when there's a meteor shower and stuff like that. But I'm not normally looking at the sky at night unless it's like really nice evening and I'm out by a campfire. But we haven't had campfires this summer because every place has had, you know, um, pretty much fire ban. So no, I've not made it to West Virginia, but I'd like to go. Every place on the East Coast that I see with Appalachian looks awesome. I did not get an inhaler, uh, but I plan to get one here. I just haven't got around to it. I came to adopt Sierra, so my mom was visiting Colorado like about five. No, it was about 6 years ago. It was right before it was a Christmas before I hit the road, and she had the idea to get a dog, and so she's like, "Why don't you get a dog?" I'm like, "All right." So we just went and found Sierra, and it was like love at first sight, and I grabbed her and we started hiking, and within 6 months we were on the road. So let's see. To Angeline Christmas, you're asking how long have I been camping? I've been out camping since July 15th, 2015. Or I'm sorry, July 5th, 2015. So it's been like 5.5 years now. So let's see here. What else have we got? Oh yeah, I've actually been to Alice Springs, William. I've been to Alice Springs and those are. I've been camping down there. Went to Big Spring. I love that area. I usually go through if I go visit my brother in Tennessee. I'll drive down from Kansas and go through Springfield and then hit Highway 60 and go all the way across the Illinois border. It's great. Let's see. Somebody asked about Baron and Elsa of how long we're going to be camping together. I think they may take off this weekend, and so it just kind of depends on the weather. But definitely for the next couple of days, we'll be hanging out, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see. Does it take a lot of money to start being a nomad, Rachel? No, it doesn't. I mean, it just you work with whatever you have, and then you can build it from there. So you just got to be flexible. And I tell people like you got to do this. When you do this, make sure that you don't have an ego when you hit the road because there's going to be a lot of opportunities to come up to make money that you might not be proud to say that you did. Like for example, like I would clean irrigation ditches. When I first hit the road because I didn't want to go into debt doing this, and so I'm like, well, I got to make money, and I don't want to burn through savings. I had a business at the time, but it just my clients weren't paying on time, so I was like, I'll just go. I'll go, clean the irrigation ditches, which was fun because I would hike up all the way to the top to where the creek started, which is way in the back of the forest. Then I get to hike all the way down and see if there's any obstructions. And I do that for work and get paid for it. And I was like, this is easy. I love doing this. And Sierra gets to be with me the whole time. So, but it's just you find that people don't necessarily take you as seriously because you're living in your vehicle instead of a house, and so it's just one of those things. I gotta to hide some people that are talking politics. Just a heads up, if anybody talks politics on here, you get hidden. I don't do that. Same with religion or anything that's going to be inciting. I want you to just please keep that to yourselves. Um, but anyway, so let's see, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was saying. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, just if you guys could keep the politics and religion and anything insightful, just talk to somebody else about that. Don't talk to me. You sound old like me. Yeah, I'm old. I don't. I'm grumpy. I'm old and curmudgeon or whatever you call it. Yeah, the New Hampshire camp, and I've heard the White Mountains up there are insane. Craig goes up there all the time and just says it's amazing. So let's see. Well, I'm a retired chef and I always want to do 49 years old. Really want to go off grid and count, but I haven't. Angeline, you got to do it. It's fun. It's just great. I love it. So someone asked if I ever get tired of the snow. No, this is my favorite time of year. I honestly would do this year round if it wasn't so tiring. The thing about operating a camp like this is you're constantly chopping wood. You're constantly making sure that your food isn't frozen. You're making sure that condensation is building up in your tent. You're making sure that your clothes didn't get wet from the condensation last night from it sitting on the tent floor. Just stuff like that. So you're constantly busting your ass all winter long. And I love doing this, but by the time spring comes, like I just want to chill out and go back to my truck and sit by a campfire and just hang out. So let's see. Yeah, Phil, he is still working on his truck. and I think he's getting pretty close to being done. And then the camper on it, the custom camper on the back, I think that's going to be done the next month or two, but I'm not sure. So, um, so yeah, let's see what else we got. Do you spend more money? Yeah, a little bit more money winter camping. It's just more supplies you need, like with hardwoods and stuff like that. And I've got a good hardwood broker that's over in Poncha Springs at the corner of Highway 50 and 285, and they have tons of different hardwoods, and so you can go in there and you can buy a gang of it for pretty cheap. So you spend a little bit more on that, but you do stay in the same spot, so you're not spending as much on gas. Because like I like to drive all around and truck camp all over the place, and so I change spots every day. But when I'm winter camping, I'm typically hunkered down in the same spot for like a week or two at a time. So it's good, it's cool. All right, let's see. I love snowshoeing. Yeah, snowshoeing up here is great. Let's see, what do we got here? Very healthy. I hope you stay safe. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. 2 words for summer camping: cold plunge. What's up? Yep, LT, you called it. It's good stuff. Let's see. So Rachel, to live this way, my budget per month is about $2,000. When I was like kind of trying to keep things more on the economical side, I could do this lifestyle for 1,200 a month. That includes car insurance and health insurance. And so, I mean, it's not you're not living high on the hog at 1,200 bucks a month with this, but that included also 1,000 miles of travel each month. And so, it's possible if you are comfortable with us kind of like hanging out at camp and, you know, buying food in bulk and all that stuff and just making sure that you're not overspending. Blake, how many miles in my taco app? It's got 316,000. It's a 2005, and I did have a replacement engine put on. I had the let's see, what was it? It's the Jasper rebuilt engine. Had that done 2 years ago. Favorite thing to cook is bacon, but right now I'm not eating it. So I'd have to say right now my favorite thing to cook is the Italian beef in the pressure cooker. That turns out so good. What other channels do I watch? I watch Elsa and Baron's channel. I watch Foresty Forest. I watched let's see, Foresty Forest. Baron Elsa. Oh, I watch Full Alaskan Send Overland. I love Tim's videos. They're awesome. I watch Exploring Alternatives because I was featured on that, and that was incredible. That was such a cool experience. I like a lot of boxing, so I watch boxing channels and then also MMA channels like MMA On Point and stuff like that. And then there's a really cool channel called Dust. I don't know if you all have seen this channel, but let me pull up the link real quick and show it to you. They do amazing, like these crazy short films, and it's like sci-fi stuff. And if you like sci-fi stuff, definitely check out this channel. It's wild, the stuff they put up there. So let me do this real quick. So that's the Dust channel. That's one of my favorite channels to watch. So yeah, hey, what's up, Vaughn? Yeah, I can buy organic bacon and sausage, and I'll probably get some in town tomorrow. I'll probably do sausage. I've been doing organic ham and the omelets in the morning, the vegetable omelets. I've been doing it. Man, that's good. I'll take it in there and slice it up real small and kind of cube it up and brown it up a little bit and throw it in there. It's just amazing. Did I get to fish with Nick? I don't know who Nick is. Let's see here. A mask. See, I don't know who's asking stuff. From Arizona. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up on stuff here. Winter in Colorado this coming winter. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of my winter camping in Colorado, but I'm also gonna do New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. So I'm gonna bounce around a bunch and maybe get out to California. We'll see. Coffee chat, cool. Thanks, man. Waving back to you from Colorado. My dog, she's right here. She's sleeping. What's up, Sierra? What you doing, baby girl? So she's crashed out. She ran around in the snow all day. And so the video that I'll be putting up tomorrow is going to have a photo of her running through the snow. She couldn't run. She had to like go up and down and like jump like this because the snow was so deep. So, the intense like Montana, like what, like Colorado Rockies don't have intense winter camping. Come on, man. That's kind of stupid. All right. Do you ever watch any bushcraft channels? Yeah, I like Joe Robinet. He's awesome. He's a really good channel, and it's cool. He's actually messaged me before and then like commented on my stuff, and I feel like I'm like, oh, he's a movie star. He's like commenting on my stuff. This is crazy. So anyway, That's great. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, that's really cool. The Gila is awesome down there. I love that place. Self-Reliance. Oh yeah, so I do watch Self-Reliance. That guy's awesome. I can't remember his name though. But anyway, that dude's amazing. And like that snowmobile cabin that he was pulling around. He had the hot water heater in it and stuff. That guy's amazing. That's super cool. So you, Joe, and Steve need to get together. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. I'd love to get to go with those guys. So all right, I think I'm gonna log off because I'm getting hungry, and I just noticed that the wood that I put in there didn't start, so I need to get the stove started, and it's starting to get cold out, so I'm gonna go ahead and log off. But for just so everybody knows, love the tent, love this scenario, I love winter camping. This is my favorite time of year. I plan to live stream as often as possible. Here, let me put up the link for Elsa and Baron's channel. Some people were asking about that, so hang on one second. Elsa and Baron YouTube. Here's their link for Elsa and Baron's channel. So be sure to follow them. They do sick winter videos. Their winter videos are way better than mine. So definitely give them a follow. So anybody, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're gonna do a ton of these this winter. I'll probably do them once a week, if not more, just depending on where I have cell reception, where I'm at. So this is my favorite time of year. And the nice thing is I'm staying put in one spot, so I got a ton of time to kick out content. So just expect a ton from me, and we'll see you on the next either live stream or video. So thanks a lot for tuning in tonight, and hope you have a good evening. Thanks. All right, we're out of pumpkin.